Hi, and welcome to my channel. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between Tarot and Lenormand cards? Well, this video is going to tell you exactly that. My name's Nina, and I'm passionate about personal development through cartomancy. Incidentally, this is my first video, so I hope you'll like it. Well, without further ado, let's start with looking at the difference between how you read Tarot and how you read Lenormand. With Tarot, you look at the pictures, and often, if you have a question, a single card can answer that question. With Lenormand, on the other hand, you combine many cards together to form a kind of sentence. Now, I will give you a few examples. So if you had a question from a client about whether they should take a particular job, then you might get cards like this: gentleman, ring, snake. And you would read it something like this: there is a gentleman who's offering a contract that is untrustworthy. As simple as that. You might have a question about, let's say, I have a crush on someone and I thought things were going quite well, but he stopped replying to my messages. What's going on? And let's say you might get birds, mount, and heart. Birds, that suggests maybe gossip or chatter or people talking to each other. Mountain, obstacle, and heart, love. So perhaps malicious gossip has formed an obstacle to the heart. Now what you might be able to do is you would look to the cards that are next to the bird. So if you had a snake next to the bird, you'd know it's malicious gossip. But if you had a hole next to the bird, it might tell you that it's actually family that is forming the obstacle to the heart. You know, family talking, saying, oh, I don't really like her, or whatever. And that's how you would read Lenormand cards. So they form a sentence, they form a kind of a reading altogether. Now we've answered the question of how you read them, but what are these different cards good at? Now, Tarot is great for soul seeking. It's great for answering deep questions and giving insights into our subconscious and things that affect us. Lenormand, on the other hand, the cards are kind of a bit more gossipy and more practical. So they're great at answering yes/no questions. They can give you time frames. And I really like to combine the two systems so that, for example, I might do a reading about love using Tarot, but if the client then says, well, how long is it going to be until I find love, then I might turn to my Lenormand cards to get a time frame from those. Which takes me to the next point: popularity. Everybody's heard of Tarot, but very few people have heard of Lenormand. So if you're trying to convince clients to try Lenormand, you might find it to be a hard sell sometimes. Just to give you an example, on Reddit, the Tarot subreddit has got 70,000 subscribers, whereas Lenormand has got 500. So that's like over 100 times more interest in Tarot. However, I think it is gaining popularity and more people are showing interest. Which brings me to point number 4, which is that right now the competition on Lenormand is quite small. There's not that many decks out there, not that many YouTube videos, you know, there's not that many people offering Lenormand readings. So take that as you will. Now, some people love to read Lenormand and will just do that, and some people love to read Tarot and will just do that, and never the two shall meet. I personally love combining the two because I think they're good at different things, but you do you. So if you're interested, check out Lenormand, and if it doesn't sound like your cup of tea, that's totally fine as well. I hope you liked this video. Please hit subscribe and the bell button to be notified of my next video, which is going to be a reading for the month of November. This was my first video, as I mentioned earlier, so I would love to hear what you thought. If you could leave a comment, that would be terrific.